Good morning, I am in a cafe. Our lunch has come, look, so I got salad. Right, I'm going to film his before he comes back. He's got a smash burger and all my onions that I've just flicked off my plate because they're giving me a bellyache. And I got a jacket potato and cheese and more salad. I reckon this is going to be a two-day vlog, you know, because it's 5 to 4 already and I haven't really filmed very much today apart from those couple of little clips in the cafe. So it's a Saturday today, my boyfriend stayed over and we spent a lot of the day together today. We did stuff in my local area. Now, when you're a vlogger, I don't know if any other vloggers have got this issue, it's very difficult to vlog out and about in your very local area because you obviously don't want to reveal your location. So anyway, we mooched around some local shops and he bought some super glue because he was trying to fix the doorbell that he bought me. He bought me a doorbell, it doesn't work. He tried to fix it for ages when we got back and didn't succeed, so he's complained to Amazon to say it doesn't work, but he's messed with it now, so I don't know what they're going to do. It's not like just swap it for another one because he's fiddled around with all the inner workings and super glued bits and put bits of plastic in there to try and get something closer to something so it comes in contact, and anyway, it doesn't work. It'll ding dong when the case is off. And then he managed to get it to the point where it would ding dong with the case on, but then as soon as he put the outer bell outside, it wouldn't activate the ones inside the house, so that's defeats the whole object. Anyway, so that happened. What else? We went in a church just for a look around. We ended up having a good old nosy around that and chatting to the lady that was in charge of it, and it was a very lovely one. And we'd like to go back there again. It was just so nice. There was an art exhibition in there and a little cafe, and they have a lot of local events there for local people, not just churchy events. It's kind of dual purpose, so that was very enjoyable, and that took us quite late into the day. And then he spent like an hour trying to fix my doorbell. Well, I just went off and started my scales practice for the day because the day was getting on and I needed to do that. The light is almost gone, it's so overcast today. It's been quite drizzly. I'm just cooking myself some lunch. I swear, on busy days I only talk to you when I've got food on the go because it's when I'm having my breaks. It's last night's curry, but I've chucked it all in together, rice and all. I'm just heating it through, so it's turned into biryani, I think now. Well, I don't know if it actually has, but that's what I'm going to call it. So when I've eaten this, I'm going to just go and do more practice really and get a lot of that done before it gets too late, because I don't want to be practicing late into the evening with my neighbours around, you know. Might be nice if you have some peace and quiet. Here's the obligatory lunch shots. There you go. I shall enjoy that now and then get back to work. It's the evening now. I've actually been to Farm Foods and I bought myself a ready meal for tonight. I've bought a few other things. That'll be in the shopping vlog that's out on Friday on the other channel. So I fancied this king prawn Alfredo. My daughter's out. I forgot to mention she's gone away for a couple of days. She's working tonight and she's staying at a friend's house in Cardiff, and then she's going to London tomorrow and just having a grand old time, staying in a travel lodge with a friend and then coming back the next day. By the time this video's up, she'll be well back. So yeah, she's allergic to prawns, so I don't tend to buy them and have them in the house while she's around, or certainly I don't cook them anyway. So I'm going to cook this. 9 minutes it says. I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up in the kitchen here, wash a few bits up, put some things away, put that bread in the freezer in portions while that's cooking. You can get quite a lot done in 9 minutes if you actually put a camera down and do things. I've been being very academic-y today, so I haven't really been doing any housework, but I'm going to do a bit now. Well, here's my din-dins then. It smells absolutely amazing. I realised I'd put all the forks in the house in the dishwasher, so I'm going to use chopsticks for this meal. Luckily, I'm quite good at chopsticks. That was nice. Finished that. Now, do you know, when I was out with my boyfriend earlier, we were mooching around the local shops and we went into a hardware store and he bought some super glue, and he didn't have any cash on him and it was £3 for a minimum card purchase. So I looked around and I saw for £1.50 they had these umbrella bags, right? And I must say that when I'm in uni, I'm often having to have a wet umbrella about my person and I don't want to just put it straight in my bag wet, so I'm carrying it as well as other things and it's a bit of a pain. So that's actually really handy. That was £1.50. It's only very simple plastic with the drawstring, but that's just what I needed actually, because you know they always come in one, don't they? But does anybody ever put them back in there once they've come out? Because I just think it's such an awkward squeeze. I don't bother. I'd rather put it in a carrier bag. But anyway, I've got that now, so that can live in my bag, and that's handy. Yes, I'm pleased about that. Right, I'm going to go and have an editing stint, and I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Good morning. I didn't vlog anything yesterday in the end. I was going to, but I had a very intense working at home day, and I wasn't doing anything that I've not vlogged about a million times before, so I decided to just leave it until today. So it's the start of a new uni week. I've now got 2 weeks left in uni until study week, which is a week off in which we work at home. consolidating everything and moving forward with our various projects and things. Speaking of projects, today it's Mark's Day for the video presentation that I was working on over the Christmas holidays. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I was very proud of my presentation, but then, you know, when I was in uni last time, all those decades ago, I was always very proud of my efforts, and then I was always very disappointed with low marks for anything written. Anyway, this isn't written. Right, these are reasons why I think I might not do brilliantly well. Number one, the main thing is we were advised in a lecture on giving presentations, speak slowly and have a lot of long pauses. Well, you can't take the YouTuber out of the girl, apparently. So mine was very rapid fire delivery. There were not spaces, but I did burn in captions on the screen in case they used the argument that it was not accessible enough to non-English native speakers, if you know what I mean, because of the very fast pace of delivery. Apparently, it's more engaging if you speak slowly and you have a lot of gaps. I don't agree personally. From having analysed about 2,000 retention graphs, I know full well if I speak very slowly with a lot of gaps, people just click off the video. So that means they're not engaged, in my opinion. But that's a subjective opinion, and I may be wrong. Who knows? It probably depends on your audience, doesn't it? I know certainly for me in lectures, if the lecturer is having lots of long pauses, as soon as they stop talking, my imagination kicks in, fills the gap, and when they start talking again, well, I'm off on another train of thought entirely. I really struggle to get back in. I'm a zoner outer. I am said to have ADHD, mind. It's not an official diagnosis, but it was flagged up massively in my dyslexia assessment, so maybe I'm not normal. Anyway, so there's that fast-paced delivery with no gaps. But to be fair, I had to cut a lot out because we only had 12 minutes plus or minus 10%, so I had a lot to fit in, and I didn't want to chop content out. So anyway, that's a reason why I might not have done very well. And another reason is I just don't know if my analysis of music was in-depth enough, but it was a complicated piece, and it was just too hard for me to do anything very in-depth. I did a lot of analysis, but it might have been considered to be too superficial. I don't know. So I don't know. I might have done really well because I loved it. I mean, I thought it was a great video. But that's the thing, that's what you do. You know, when you make something exactly how you like it, don't you? You just think, oh, it's the best thing in the world because you've done it exactly how you would like it yourself as a viewer. My boyfriend liked it. I wouldn't play it to him until after it had been submitted because I knew what he would do. He'd go, nothing, no. And I'd go, what? And he'd say, nothing, no, it's fine. I just wouldn't have done it like that. And then I'd be like, oh, confidence. He says he wouldn't have, but I didn't trust him not to do it. So anyway, he watched it eventually and he liked it. So anyway, I might have flunked it or I might have not, I don't know. So anyway, there's that to look forward to. It was delayed once already. We had a message saying, sorry for the delay, but it's due today. I've got a very full-on day today, and I realise I've been talking to the camera for quite a while, so I should probably get off talking to the camera. But yeah, well, I'll tell you what happens as it happens, shall I? Because I need to go and get the train now. I'm waiting for my train, and can you believe I thought I'd fix this, and it's just running down the sides. It's coming out of there, just under the top plastic. It's just coming out, and it's all running down my hands as I'm walking along the road. I haven't even filled it up to the top because I didn't want it to be too weak. So that's annoying, because I thought I'd fixed it with, you know, poking the seal in carefully with a blunt thing, can't remember what it was, but no, I tested it with water, cold water, and I was turning it upside down and every which way, but no, I can only use this when the top's off, because if I try and sip out of the top, it comes out of here and runs down my chin and my jumper and all over the place. So that's an annoying start to the day. It's an old train today, an old bumpy, noisy, smelly, only smelly because of the fumes of the fuel. They don't smell inside normally, unless people are vaping and they're not supposed to. Anyway, I'm going straight for my sandwiches this morning because I'm blooming hungry and it's my breakfast. I'm not sure if I've got enough food with me to last the whole day, to be perfectly honest with you, because it's a long day and I think I need breakfast, lunch and dinner. I got a slightly later start today, which means I could probably pop into Lidl and get something to have for lunch and then have sandwiches for tea. So yeah, not very varied, is it? I've thought of another reason why I might have lost marks for my assignment, which is we had to illustrate some of the points about the music that we were making with clips of us playing. And I did, but they were very simplistic points, because most of the points I wanted to make were the relationship between the piano and the flute, and my recording was actually unaccompanied. So I couldn't illustrate any of those points, and there was just no way I was going to be able to get it together with a pianist in time to get a proper one done with a pianist. So they were very simplistic. It was almost like an afterthought shoved in after I'd done all the analysis on the other bits, which was represented by sheet music on the screen. Anyway, we'll see today, won't we? Hopefully, unless it gets delayed again. I've got 10 minutes to grab something from Lidl. Probably don't need a basket. Should I just grab a basket just in case? You know what I'm like. But my intention is to quickly grab a bakery item to have for my lunch, pay for it, and get to uni just in time to fill up my squash bottle for the lecture and get into the lecture. Oh, just saying, the smell coming out of here is absolutely amazing. I'm not here to buy sweet things. I'm here to buy one of these. Right, apologies for the extreme close-up. I'm in a rush. There we go, tongs. Desperately try not to drop this on the floor. Let's go pay. There's a great big thing coming. Trying not to get run over. This is what happens when you rush. So I'm delighted to report that the checkout is not absolutely heaving. There is a queue, but there's multiple self-service things, so it's pretty quick getting through it. That is where I start getting tempted by the things on here now, including the fizzy water. No, I'm going to resist. I have squash, the makings of squash in my bag. Apparently we've got to scan our receipt to get out through a barrier to leave now, but I just ran through where the person in front had just done it. It's like, oh really, have I got rummage in my bag already to get that? My fingers are getting in the way of the lens. This is the Lidl Zone squash. It's like super concentrated. I'm not a fan, to be honest. I'll use it up, but I think I'll go back to the other brand I had before. I can't remember what it was, Robinson's or something. Oopsie. See, I do it at uni, so I don't have this weight of this in the bag, you see. Ah, the lovely sound of flutes in the corridor. I can hear two at once. One's doing low notes and one's doing high notes. It's much later, so I did a lecture and it was about musical style romanticism. We had a lot of discussions about it and some different presentations from different students, and then I had rumour got around that the marks were in for that thing. And they were, but I didn't have time to check, and I find it so hard to get into my uni email on my phone. It keeps crashing. You've got to go to a different app to authenticate your login and keep on doing the, it's a rigmarole, and it kept crashing, so I didn't manage to check. Then I was straight into gamelan rehearsal, and then, well, they started going off on a tangent a bit and talking about food. So I took the opportunity to check, and I got 86, and I'm very happy indeed. So that's a distinction. 70 is a distinction. So yeah, let's clear that. Right, I'm very quickly making coffee, and then I'm going to go upstairs and we're going to have a rehearsal with the postgraduate ensemble for 1 hour, and then after that I've got a flute duo ensemble for 1 hour, and then I've got my contemporary music ensemble for a little less than an hour, and then I will go home. And I'm just going to have to use this as an open cup because I can't do it any other way. So there we are. Oh, I've lost my whitener, or I've left my whitener at home. I filled it up yesterday. Maybe it just didn't make it into my bag. I don't know how. Perhaps it's lost. Oh, damn it. I'm not keen on black coffee, but I'd rather have black coffee than no coffee. Finished up our rehearsal in here. Everyone's out of the room a second. So we've had a pianist. We've had an ahu player, which is a traditional Chinese bowed instrument, and a singer here, and an electric guitarist here. And yeah, this is one of the, well, it's the ensemble practicing room that you have to book. You have to get special permission to book this. Right, I'm going to go to my next rehearsal, which is a duet, and should be much more straightforward. I am going home. The light is fading, but every time I leave, it's a little lighter every week, you know, as the evenings are getting lighter. So I had a good flute duet rehearsal. It was really, really enjoyable, and good rehearsal for the second one. You know what I'm like, I'm starving now, aren't I? So I'm going to eat this sandwich. My daughter is coming home tonight. She wasn't going to. She was going to be away for 3 nights. Now she isn't. She's coming back a day early. Come to Imo. It's a bit falling off that. now it's dark. I've come home to an empty house and it's time for the saga of the boiler. Is it going to say error? No, it says on. Oh, I topped the pressure up at 7 o'clock this morning and went back to bed and it's still good enough. So hopefully it just goes on. I think it will. Yeah. Oof. Boiler people have been in touch and they're going to come and do a repair, I think, at the end of the week when I'm at home. Well, this was a long day at uni, fair play. So many different things. It's like, I don't know, it's a bit... Sometimes I feel a little bit apprehensive at the start of it. I just think, how am I going to get to all those very different things and those extreme transitions from one completely different activity to another? But yeah, you just do, don't you? You just do, follow your diary as you go through your day. So yeah, I think it all went pretty well. Made good progress with everything. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's a funny day because I've got to go to uni first thing. Then I've got a huge gap and then an 8 till 11 PM rehearsal with my boyfriend and my pub band, you see. So I've got to make a decision about what to do in between that time and how to get there. So I'm going to give him a ring in a bit. And the next day I've got to plan carefully as well. So yeah, some more crazy days ahead. I am so pleased with my mark, my 86. This is the lifetime low marks person. This is when there's anything academic anyway, but I did get very lucky with the first assignment being a video. I mean, come on, I couldn't have got any luckier than that, really, could I? So anyway, yeah, very pleased with that. My daughter's coming home at some point. I don't know when. I'll send her a message and find out now, see when I'm going to expect her. I've got loads of things to do this evening. I've got homeworky stuff to do for uni and homeworky stuff to do for my band rehearsal tomorrow night and vloggy, edity stuff to do as well. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please give it a like if you happen to like it. Subscribe to watch more videos from me. Click on a playlist to watch more right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Good night.